Lockheed Martin knocked out earnings this morning. This article comes from the Investors Business Daily. Uh, LMT stock breaks out as Lockheed Martin tops earnings forecast. This was a no-brainer. I don't know why I didn't see this because everything going on in the world. The maker of the F-22 and F-35 fighter jets have been a heavy supplier of missiles and other military equipment in Ukraine's fight against Russia. Meanwhile, China blacklisted Lockheed Martin and Raytheon in February in retaliation for weapons sales to Taiwan. This past Monday, the White House notified Congress it planned to sell almost $300 million in F-16 equipment upgrades to Turkey. Thus, for the year, analysts see earnings jumping 24%. Oh boy, with everything still going on in the world, Lockheed is still a buy. But where is the question? Well, let's go to the charts. This is the monthly chart, and I mean, this is pretty insane. It just keeps going up, right? This was the pandemic lows. This was the October lows. But, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, higher, high. So you would anticipate some type of pullback before making a new high, high, right? But the question is where. So let's drill down to the weekly chart. And what you can see is that price was consolidating since early April on the, this is actually the daily chart. Let's go to the weekly chart for a second. All right, so here's the level, and we can see that on the daily chart as well. Now this breakout actually caused a weekly buyer's level. We'll call it 45. And this somewhat coincides with the secular uptrend, right? You expect a pullback before making new all-time highs slash higher highs, right? But this is the level of interest, right? Because this candle at this rate will close above the pivot high to the left, making this a legit level. So now if we finally go down to the daily chart, you can see that. You can see how price was consolidating and somewhat range bound, and maybe price action was waiting for earnings. All right. If we look at the last several earnings, that was a pop. That was a pop. Price gap down, but then pop higher. So this was a no-brainer. This was a no-brainer. You could have bought option calls the day before. You know, 3 out of the last 4 earnings, or 2 of the last 3 earnings, was a gap up, pop in price. This was a no-brainer. So again, don't chase trite. Don't chase price. You can see price is pulling back, which makes sense, right? It gapped up from 489 to a high of 508. So you have people taking profits. I would anticipate price filling a gap, right, before it goes higher, which will stay within the theme of this secular uptrend. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.